Hi, I'm Dina Davidson. It was such an honor to have Albert Tate with us here this weekend. So crazy, his message was so powerful, and I know it impacted many. So we thought we'd show you a little splice of it this morning. Hope you enjoy.
Jesus says to his disciples, we must go through Samaria. We must go through Samaria. Now, it sounds like it's not a relevant point, but it's a big deal culturally. Culturally, it's a big deal because Jews had no dealings with Samaritans, and Samaritans had no dealings with Jews. They didn't deal with one another. They didn't engage one another. They hated one another. Jews didn't like Samaritans so much that they would call them mutts, mongrels, mixed breed. They had intermarried and entertained other gods, so they didn't want to have anything to do with them. They hated them so much that on their journey, they would actually add to their journey by going around Samaria just to avoid the actual appearance of seeing a Samaritan. So you can imagine the disciples' surprise when he says to them, the disciples are preparing to turn left and go around Samaria, and Jesus says, no, we must go through Samaria. Jesus comes and he walks through. He says, because when following Jesus, you don't get a chance to ignore the cultural divides of the day. When following Jesus, you don't get a chance to go around people. You go to people. When following Jesus, you don't perpetuate the racism and the cultural divides of the day. When following Jesus, we go through Samaria. Good message for us to hear today, because oftentimes we find ourselves more divided, find ourselves avoiding, find ourselves divided by race, divided by class, divided by color, divided by all of these different things, divided by politics. Jesus says, when you follow me, you don't go around, you don't get to go around people. We go through the issue. We don't build things to separate. We build bridges to bring people together. Sometimes I wonder, y'all, I don't think we really gonna be ready for heaven. Because don't y'all know it ain't gonna be a white section in heaven, or a black section in heaven, or an Asian section in heaven, or a Latino section in heaven. We're gonna all be together, every race, every tribe, every tongue, every nation, declaring, worthy is the Lamb that was slain. We'll all be together, one faith, one people, one God. Although y'all do know if it's a black section in heaven, you know the music would be off the chain, don't you? Y'all know the music would be out. You'd be like, girl, I'm going to the black section tonight. They're going to be jamming up in there. Well, I think one of the first things we need to understand is that Jesus Christ gives us the mandate to go and intentionally pursue people that don't look like us, don't live like us, don't vote like us. And after this election, that's a big deal. Because, you know, some of y'all voted for, and then some of y'all else voted for, and you ain't tell nobody, but you went in that booth and you did it, and then they did it, and then they was like, what? And then it's like, you did what? And then who did her? And see? The enemy would love to divide us, but God says you don't get to do that. You don't get to walk around people. You don't get to avoid people. You've got to intentionally pursue people that don't look like you, don't live like you, don't vote like you, because there's opportunity for the kingdom of God to flourish in that.